Happy holidays everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now this morning I tried to go out and film a little fishing video for you guys, but it was like 30 something degrees and it was just way too cold. I wasn't really feeling it. So I figured it'd be the perfect opportunity for me to show you guys my top 10 favorite gifts to give this year to any fisherman. Now, there's going to be some obvious ones and there's going to be some gems, so make sure you're staying along and I'll leave a link for everything in the description box down below if you're interested in picking anything up. Now let's get started with today's video. All right, first up, the first thing I think you should get a Fisherman obviously is just going to be some equipment. So if it's braided scissors like these kudos right here, or if it's just going to be some cheap pliers that you could pick up at any local hardware store, they're really going to appreciate that. They're going to use it. I know I have multiple pliers. I just kind of keep them, one in my bag, one in my car, one in my box, and it just makes things a lot more efficient when I'm out on the water. If I forget one, I just got to back up and stuff. But you can also get them some split ring pliers like these Berkeleys right here have lasted me quite some time and helped me change out a lot of treble hooks, especially when I find baits. Y'all have seen that on the channel before. And then we've got some like rust-proof pliers as well. These are just a step up from everything. A little bit more expensive, but they've lasted me through saltwater conditions, freshwater conditions, and there's not a single drop of rust on them, so that's impressive. You can also just get them like a nice cheap little blade or something. This can do pretty much everything I just showed you guys almost, except for obviously taking a hook out, but you could really do a lot with this. Obviously, you could just wear it if you wanted it to be ornamental. I've done a lot with this though. You can cut paracord, you can cut fishing line, pretty much a lot of different stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of uses to a knife, obviously. And then let's get into some of the electronics. Still going to be under the tools category, but I just think it makes sense to pair these together. So getting them a scale is a great thing. Amazing gift, honestly. If someone would have got me a scale, I would have been like, holy cow. But I went and got myself this scale, and it works out great. But a Rapala scale or something like that, that you really can just kind of get a weighing on these fish and figure out like what you caught. Maybe if you had a PB, maybe if you're just interested in knowing the information, what kind of fish are swimming in your bodies of water. Obviously, you don't have to go and get the most expensive one like I did. I just wanted something that was really nice and effective. Next up, a headlamp. Obviously, this is a pretty obvious one for anglers that like to fish in the dark, or if you just stayed out too late. Having a headlamp can really save you in a lot of different situations. If you're rigging up really early in the morning, if you're rigging up late at night, if you're fishing on a kayak and it's late at night or early morning, same kind of concept. You have like a light up there for people to see you and for you to be able to see as well. Then getting into some more electronics, having some sort of a battery pack. This ENU right here, I've got a couple of them. They're amazing. They're super light, portable. I can pretty much put it in the same pocket I put my phone in and charge everything on the go. Again, I'll leave the link for everything in the description box down below. I pretty much pick all this stuff up from Amazon. And then we've got this JBL little speaker, so if you're into music like me, you can pretty much just bump. This is a waterproof speaker. Amazing little concept, nice, tiny, portable. I like the little JBL Go lineup. They've got the 1, 2, and I believe a 3. I'm not sure if they have any more, like a 4 or a 5, but I have the 2 right here, and it's lasted me for literally almost like 10 years now. It's starting to kind of go out a little bit. It still works, but there are moments when it disconnects, so might have to pick a new one up, honestly. Definitely going to go with a similar kind of one, though. If I get the JBL, it's going to be the 2, the 3, or whatever new one they have out. All right, now gift number 2 is going to be a very obvious one, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull some of this stuff off of the wall here, but pretty much just baits. Any sort of a bait that you want to get them, whether it be soft plastics or hard baits. You could even get them a swim bait. I think they'd really appreciate that. And then you could even get them a soft plastic swim bait, you know what I mean? So anyways, there's a lot of different options that you could go with, and there's definitely things that people prefer. So if you know the person and know what they like, you can kind of figure out what they would want. But if you don't, then I highly recommend you go with something like this. And a gift pack is a perfect gift to give. So for number 3, we're going to go with a gift pack. And the ones I like to go with are the Berkeleys, just because you have 2 options. I mean, different options really. You can go with freshwater or saltwater, and I'm sure they have other things that you can go with like panfish and different kind of boxes. So for example, they have this saltwater inshore box. If you know that the angler is a saltwater fisherman, but you don't know exactly what baits to get them, this is a perfect option. And then if you know that they're a freshwater fisherman and you know that they specifically fish for bass, you can get them something like this. They also have other kind of options that you could probably find online. And yeah, I mean, they're just a great option. And then if you don't really know what the person likes, but you just want to get them something to get started into fishing, if they're a beginner or something like that, a Guggen Squad kit's always fun to fish with. You can throw these baits around. They got some really cool colors, and they're really enjoyable. Obviously, I'm not saying that they're like the tournament pro best, but you may have a lot of fun throwing them around. I know I do, so go ahead and check them out. Some sort of a gift pack is number 3 for me. All right, now for number 4. All right, now that you've gotten this person all these soft plastics, hard baits, and terminals and stuff like that, you're going to want to get them something to put all these baits and all this stuff in. Now, you could pretty much get them a plain classic Plano box, and I'm sure they would use and appreciate that. Or you could take it the extra step and get them the new upgraded Plano Edge series. So for example, what I like to do with them is I have a 3500, and then I also have their Terminal series. Let me get to it right here. And pretty much what I'll do, without spilling everything, let me try and show you guys. We've got all this terminal. So pretty much what I like to do is take out one of these inserts because they come out and then you can put them inside of any other Plano box. So if I knew that I was going to be doing some finesse fishing, or if I knew that I was going to be doing some sort of a flipping and pitching kind of technique, I could pretty much just put them inside of this tiny Plano box, which is something I do. So here I've got some EWGs, some shaky heads, stuff like that. If I wanted to Texas rig something that doesn't have a lot of action for colder water, if I wanted to throw a shaky head, maybe like a downsized 4-inch Senko. And then I also have these little finesse jig heads that also fit in there. So if I knew I was going to do some little Kitech fishing or something like that, that's also an option. What I like to do down here, I could put more terminal and make this like a tiny, just like a full tiny little terminal box, but I like to put baits that I have extras of, and I'll just put them in here, fish with them, and then if I run out or lose one, I'll just replenish it from my bigger Plano Flex series. So yeah, definitely a big advantage having these, obviously them being rust preventative, and then also them having that water guard seal. Another thing, they have a label in the front and they do float. Obviously if you have a ton of terminal in there and it's probably going to be really heavy, it's not going to float, but with a few crankbaits in there, some jerk baits and topwater pop baits, then you could pretty much get away with that box floating if you were to lose it, if it fell out of your kayak, if it dropped out of your hands. Whatever the case may be, these boxes are completely 100% sealed, so the air in them allows these boxes to float to some degree. I don't think you would lose it entirely. You know what I mean? It may just be floating kind of up like this in the water column, and you may just be able to grab it and see the head of it before you lose it. I don't know. It just helps. It's an upgrade. Obviously, they're a lot more durable. It's a clear see-through kind of top to where you can pretty much see all of the baits that you have. I've chosen to leave the label here. You can remove the label, then you can see the entire box a lot better. So yeah, there's a lot of advantages to having the Plano Edge series, I guess is what I'm getting at. Definitely recommend y'all check them out. The Flex boxes are my favorite. The Master Terminal's great. The Jig and Chatterbait box, if you're a big skirted bait kind of guy like me, I love throwing that around. So I've got like 50 baits, maybe more in there. It's just like crammed full. Also, the big Plano box itself, the utility box where you can pretty much put like a first aid kit, some super glue, the equipment and tools I showed you guys even. That's what I do. I like to throw a bunch of that stuff in there. You can take it with you on your kayak. You can take it with you on a boat. You can put it in your car. You do a lot of things with it. It's pretty nice. Anyways, let's get into gift number 5. If you just gave them all these baits, all this equipment, tools, all these Plano boxes, they're going to need a bag or some sort of a container to put it in. Especially if they don't have a boat or a kayak, then they're going to need definitely a bag to put on their back for walking around a pond, bank fishing, all that good stuff. There's a lot of different options you can go with. I've got a lot of recommendations on my channel, and I even have a full walkthrough of my entire arsenal. So if you guys are interested, you can go check that out. You can also get them some sort of a computer bag if you know that they like to game, or if you know that they like to stream, if you know that they like to content create. This is just a simple Lenovo bag. I'll leave the link in the description box, but yeah, you can get them something like that as well. I'm sure they'll appreciate it and use it. All right, now for gift number 6, if you're feeling extremely generous, then you could get them a rod or a reel, or maybe even a full combo. Now, obviously, there's different ballparks when it comes to getting them a rod and reel in a combo. Some pre-made combos are pretty affordable, and then obviously whenever you choose to specify and get into details about your reel and your rod and kind of mix and match, you really could end up spending almost $1,000, if not more, pretty much somebody's car note on the rod and reel. So yeah, it gets pretty insane, guys. Make sure that you're making the right decision for you depending on how much money you have to be able to afford for the fisherman that you're buying for. So yeah, whatever you can get your hands on or whatever you can afford, get them. I'm sure they're going to use it. Having a fishing pole in your arsenal can make or break whenever you're out there on the water fishing and you want to switch up, have a better time fishing with a buddy. You want to give them a rod. Maybe you're fishing for catfish. You need multiple rods to set up instead of just one. There's a lot of different uses for having multiple rods, especially like if you know the angler and you know what they got, maybe you could fill them in on something. And if you don't know, then you can always go with a 7-foot medium heavy. That's pretty much never going to do anybody harm. All right, now taking it a step further for gift number 7, you just got them a rod, reel, maybe even an entire combo. They're going to need some line to take that thing and go fishing so it just doesn't collect dust. Now, if you're looking for a good recommendation, I recommend Suffix 832 for a good braid. If you're looking for a good fluorocarbon, then I recommend Berkeley Trilene 100%. That thing is just pretty much the most affordable yet tournament level fluorocarbon I've ever found. And then for monofilament, just go with something cheap. Just get them some Berkeley Big Game, a big old spool of it, and it'll just last them forever. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go through some stuff to find this, but for gift number 8, I would go with some sort of a maintenance kit, right? You just got them a rod and reel combo. You want them to take care of it, so having something like this is an Abu Garcia, nice little compact portable maintenance kit. It comes with pretty much everything that you're going to need. It's going to come with a little cleaning cloth. It's going to come with a wrench to be able to access your gears. It's going to come with a cleaning brush. It comes with some cleaning spray that I've already used. It comes with some grease. It comes with some oil. And then it comes with this little double-sided screwdriver, which is pretty nice. It's got a flathead on one side and then a Phillips on the other. So a really nice, handy piece of equipment there. You can do a lot with it. Clean your gear, clean anything that might happen to it. You could fix it, pretty much do whatever you need to. And then if you know that they have some sort of a broken rod tip, then you can get them a rod tip repair kit like this by Fuji. Also really nice. Or you can hand make them some sort of a maintenance kit just like this, which is what I always do. I've got a few of these lying around, but you could pretty much just throw like a toothbrush in there for cleaning something, or just a small light little brush that you could also clean inside of your reel with, something like that. You could just make them like a little homemade kit, and that also would work as well. All right, for gift number 8, you got them a way to maintain their equipment as well as repair it should anything go wrong. But what I really recommend is getting them some way to prevent it entirely by getting them a stick jacket rod cover. This right here is going to keep your rod blank safe as well as your guides, and prevent your tip from breaking in most situations. It'll prevent your rods and your lines from tangling up if you have a bunch of them in your car together, and when paired in unison with their plug jackets, I mean, it's pretty much an unbeatable combo. You can also use these plug jackets to carry your buzz baits and your spinner baits, and I'm talking a whole bunch of them out on the water with you. You can also see what you have because they're clear view, so really nice case there. And then obviously you can use them for crankbaits, Alabama rigs, swim baits, all sorts of different applications. They got different sizes to cover all your bases. Last but not least, the best gift of all, gift number 10. If you don't know what to get them after watching the entire video, or it all sounds good and you want them to go pick all this stuff out themselves, then just get them a gift card or get them some cash. You really can't go wrong getting them a gift card to Academy, Bass Pro, Amazon. Let them pick whatever they want. They're going to know what colors, they're going to know what they need, and yeah, you can pretty much just go from there, guys. So anyways, thank y'all for watching this one. As always, happy holidays, and stay tuned for the next one. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay following along. Drop me a comment down below and I will respond to y'all as quickly as I can. Anyways, guys, y'all know how we're rocking. Keep it cool and happy holidays.